Welcome to Lesson 3, Constructing Double Bar Graphs. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to draw our own double bar graphs. So we're going to do an example together. In our example, Gwen's class was going to have a party. And for the party, they were going to have a meal together. And the students were able to choose what kind of food they were going to eat. They could choose pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers, and lasagna. So Gwen conducted a survey and asked the students what kind of food they would like to eat. Here are the results that she came up with. You'll notice that Gwen specifically divided the information by what boys wanted and by what girls wanted. So now she was ready to create her double bar graph, which compared the types of food that the boys selected and the types of food that the girls selected. She began by creating the skeleton of the bar graph. On her horizontal axis, she put the 4 different types of food, and on the vertical axis, she put the numbers from 1 to 12 representing the number of students. Next, she put the title on her graph. And finally, she was ready to start drawing her bars that showed how much of each type of food the boys chose and how much of each type of food the girls chose. This is what she drew. We can see that she had to create a legend and pick a color for the girls and a color for the boys, and then she was ready to start drawing her bars. So the blue bars represented the girls' choices and the yellow bars represented the boys' choices. And the bar graph gives you a nice clear visual of what they wanted. We could see that with the boys, pizza was the most popular food, as that was the tallest yellow bar, and for the girls, the hamburgers were the most popular food. Sorry, my mistake. The pizza for the girl was the most popular food for the girls as well. Pause the video for a moment, examine this double bar graph that Gwen drew, and see what other conclusions or statements that you can come up with. So before you can draw a double bar graph, you need to have your data collected. And the data always goes well in a table or a chart such as this one. Once your data is collected, you're ready to begin drawing the skeleton of the double bar graph with the horizontal and the vertical axis. Sometimes the horizontal axis is called the x-axis, sometimes the vertical one's called the y-axis, just for your knowledge. So the skeleton will include the horizontal axis, in this example with the types of foods, the vertical axis, which usually has numbers, in this case it's the number of students, and you can also have the title ready to go. Then you pick 2 colors for the bars for the 2 things that you're comparing, in this case boys and girls, and then you can go ahead and start drawing your bars. Once your bar graph is drawn, you can come up with some conclusions, such as there are 31 students altogether in the class. We can get that information by adding up all the numbers in our table or in the bar graph. We can also break that number down into the girls and boys, and we see that there are 15 girls and 16 boys in the class. We can also say that 17 out of 31 students chose pizza. This is a fraction. We can turn that fraction into a percentage, if you remember from a few units ago how to do that. To do that, we would do 17 divided by 31 and then times 100. So when we work out the math, we see that 55% of the class chose pizza. There are other conclusions you can come up with based on the information you see in this graph as well. But we'll leave it there for now. So have fun creating your own double bar graphs. Watch the video again if you need to and ask your teacher for help.